Hello and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're with Martin Panev, Chief Account Executive Trading Analyst, GDMFX. Welcome to today's European Session Market Outlook. As usual, starting with a short coverage of the main markets, the North American markets first. Yesterday, the Dow and the Nasdaq were up 7 points for the Dow, 24 for the Nasdaq. The Dixie Index is up to almost 95 points from a little bit below 94. Yesterday, Chicago Fed National Activity Index 0.2 points higher than previous. A zero reading shows U.S. economy is running at its trend rate of growth. Existing home sales month on month, 9,000 better than expected. The home sales month-on-month 0.7% better than expected. An improvement in sales of existing U.S. homes also helped support the dollar against its rivals. Sales of existing homes rose 5.1% in May to a seasonally adjusted rate of 5.35 million, the fastest pace in growth since November 2009. For today, we have Tier 1 events in the calendar, durable goods orders excluding transportation. We also have a couple of Tier 2 events with regards to the property market, housing price index month on month, and new home sales and new home sales change month on month. Also, market manufacturing PMI is due for today, so beware. European markets, the DAX 30, 120 points up yesterday, followed by the French CAC 40, 50 points up, both opened with a gap. The Euro USD slightly down yesterday, 90 pips down already today. The Euro Pound, 10 points up yesterday, 40 down today. The Euro Aussie, 90 down today. The Euro Loonie, 90 down today. European currency, Japanese yen, 60 up, already lost today. Yesterday, the EU group meeting was held on emergency on the Greek troubles. The European Council President Donald Tusk, who chaired an emergency summit of leaders of the 19-nation currency bloc, called the Greek proposals a positive step forward. He said the aim was to have the Eurogroup finance ministers approve a cash or reform package on Wednesday evening and put it to Eurozone leaders for final endorsement on Thursday morning. However, there must first be a detailed agreement with representatives of the European government, the European Central Bank, and the International Monetary Fund in order to ensure the numbers add up. This is what Mr. Tusk said. Of course, German Chancellor Angela Merkel, whose country is Greece's biggest creditor, was more cautious. I can't give any guarantee that this will happen. This is what she said in a final agreement. There's still a lot of work to be done, of course. The Greek proposals include higher taxes and welfare charges and steps to curtain early retirement, but not the nominal pension and wage cuts first sought by lenders. For today, French and German EU market services and manufacturing PMI came out already quite positive. We are waiting for the readings for the entire Eurozone later on today. Moving along to the UK markets, the FTSE 100 opened with a gap of 80 points yesterday and closed at 6,750 points. The 10-year gilt yields were 2.10% high yesterday. The sterling halted its longest rally in 9 months against the euro as senior EU officials expressed sentiment that a deal with Greece might be in sight as the Greek PM presented an offer that can serve as the foundation for a deal. As a result, the sterling lost some of its appeal as a haven currency. The pound lost 0.7% against the euro and 0.4% against the US dollar. No major events for today, and we wait for the inflation report hearings and the financial stability reports by the week's end. Moving along to the Asian Pacific markets, yesterday, starting with the Aussie, the global thermal coal market remains oversupplied and structurally challenged, and the demand side is bearish, which signals further drop in prices. The HSBC PMI reading in China came out better than expected, so the Australian dollar's hopes are up for the future. The Treasury announced a tax cut on sales and a business service sector in order to boost spending and increase consumer confidence in the economy. No big movements on the Aussie or the New Zealand dollar for yesterday, but today we will be very closely looking at the imports and exports readings along with the trade balance month on month and year on year, as we know those are running on a deficit so far. In Japan, the Nikkei 225, 350 points up yesterday, 250 points up today. The index trades at 1.50% higher at 15 years high, finding a very good support at 20,500 level. China HSBC manufacturing, as we said, came out better than expected. It's now 49.6 and it signals reading above 50, which is indicating expansion. This is an indicator of economic health in the Chinese manufacturing sector. The JPI Nomura Manufacturing Purchasing Manager Index came out worse than expected. 0.7 signals worse than expected, now 49.9. The report gives an early snapshot of the health of manufacturing sector in Japan. The manufacturing PMI is a significant indicator of the business conditions and the overall economic condition in the country. Currency pairs, Euro, Yen, 30 points range, 5 points up. USD JPY, 8 points range, 6 points up yesterday. Today, the JPY corporate service price year on year and monetary meeting minutes are due to be published. The movers in the calendar are all due this Friday. Moving to the commodities sector, starting with the S&P 500 index, which had a range of 16 points yesterday, at 2120 currently. Gold futures plummeted on Monday, experiencing their worst one-day decline in more than 3 weeks amid increased optimism of a breakthrough in long-standing Greek debt negotiations. Gold had a range of $18 yesterday, trading at $11.86 currently. Crude oil prices turned lower on Monday, giving up early gains as investors nervously eyed last-ditch talks on Brussels. Oil prices initially gained ground after the Greek government submitted a new package of economic reforms to its creditors. The chiefs of some Europe's biggest energy companies decided to pull an historic about-face. It was time to heed the protesters marching in the snow outside their industry conference, demanding action to counter global warming. They have decided to put costs on polluting. WTI hit $30 range yesterday at a little bit more than $60 per barrel today. Wednesday, crude oil stocks change reports. Thursday, natural gas storage change reports. That is pretty much all from me from today. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers and enjoy a successful trading day. Bye-bye.